Good afternoon, everyone. You are here again for our another online English grammar class. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You better get ready because in this discussion, you are going to flex a bit of your mental giftedness. Because for this lesson, you're just going to observe, to be active as well, and to try to analyze each conversation or each exchange of dialogues and observe how these particular lesson take place in the actual conversation. Okay, so before we start, let me ask everyone to please turn on their cams as much as possible. I will appreciate it if you can turn it throughout the discussion. Okay, let's start. So first, in this activity, this will just serve as your kick-off activity, because at this point, you're just going to observe how the conversation between these friends took place on about their past trip. So I hope this will help you and guide you for your activity later.
Get grammar. What did you do on holiday?
What did you do on holiday, Anna? My cousin, Lexi, visited us from Australia. Did you go sightseeing? Yes, we did.
Did you visit the zoo?
No, we didn't. But we went to the Museum of Natural History.
Was it interesting?
Yes, it was. We had a fantastic time. Did you see the dinosaurs? Yes, we did.
Were they scary?
Yes, they were. They were very scary.
Dinosaurs don't scare me. Did you buy anything from the museum shop?
Yes, I did. I brought you this.
Help! It's alive!
Don't worry. It's not alive. It's just a toy.
Look and learn. Was it interesting? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Were they scary? Yes, they were. No, they weren't.
Okay, that will be all. Just remember, or I hope you guys have taken down notes on how the past simple questions and short answers took place in a conversation. And at this point, we are going to proceed to our main activity for today, which is the buzz. We are not going to be Boy Abunda and Chris Aquino here, but rather, like what I have said earlier, you are going to flex your mental giftedness in this activity. And I hope this will be fun and exciting for you. So, here are the mechanics for this activity. Mrs. Guerra, will you read number 1?
There will be 3 rounds. For each round, someone will play a witness, a police officer, and a reporter.
Next one, Miss Reyes.
All categories will be verbs in the past. A picture will be shown to the witness, while the police officer and the reporter will have to leave the meeting. On teacher's cue, the police officer will come back.
Okay, Miss Ratanya.
Yes, ma'am. Number 3. Afterwards, the police officer will interrogate the witness by asking WH questions that will lead her to the information. They will be given 2 minutes to talk to each other.
And Mrs. Guerra.
After the police officer has gathered everything about the case, he will now have to divulge the info to the reporter who will now ask yes or no questions. 2 minutes will again be given for them to talk.
And lastly, Miss Reyes.
Both police officer and reporter will give their suspicions respectively. The witness will then confirm whether they are right or wrong. End of round. For the succeeding rounds, there will be a change in roles. Same procedure will follow.
Okay. To make it clear, in this activity rather, we are going to have 3 rounds. And earlier, I already assigned you to your respective roles. And for this round, I think Miss Reyes will act as the witness, Miss Retanya will be the police officer, and Miss Asgara will be the reporter. And again, all categories or all the pictures that I will be showing you is all verbs in the past. And the police officer will interrogate the witness by asking WH questions. And 2 minutes will be given for them to talk. And again, for the reporter, 2 minutes will be given for them to talk, and he or she will ask yes or no questions. Okay, may I ask the police officer and the reporter to leave the meeting now? As I just have uh, to talk with the witness. Okay, now here is the picture. Can you read it, Miss? Will you read it, Miss Reyes?
A man with fungal disease dropped his itch powder.
Okay, remember that and try to help the police officer to give her some information. Okay, you may now call Miss Ratanya, being the police officer, to come back. Okay, Miss Ratanya is already here, and your 2 minutes starts now. Police officer, you may now proceed with your interrogation to the witness.
Yes, ma'am. How many were they?
There was only one.
What was the gender?
It was a man.
Oh, what did he seem?
He seemed troubled.
What more did you see?
I saw a square thing.
Where did you see it?
It was laid down on the ground.
How was the scene?
It seemed blue.
Got it. Thanks for the information.
No worries. You don't have audio.
Ma'am, you don't have audio po.
I forgot. Okay, Miss Reyes, you may now leave the meeting and ask. Okay, Miss Retanya, will you now talk to Mrs. Gara to come back? Mrs. Gara is not here yet. Let's just wait for her.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Hello, Mrs. Gara. You, as the reporter, will now ask the police officer about what the witness has shared to her. You may now start.
Do you see a man?
Again, Miss Asgara.
Do you see a man?
Yes, I did.
Was he with someone?
No, he wasn't.
Did he seem happy?
No, he didn't.
Did he seem in trouble?
Yes, he did.
Did you find something suspicious around the scene?
Yes, I did.
Was it a sharp and threatening object?
No, it wasn't.
Was that object a man's personal stuff?
Yes, it was.
Was there a foul play?
No, there wasn't.
I think that will be all, thanks.
No problem.
Okay. Mrs. Guerra, may I ask you to let Miss Reyes come in again?
Again?
Miss Reyes, can you call Miss Reyes to come back? To come back?
Okay.
Okay, you're now complete. Now, Miss Police Officer and Miss Reporter, will you now share your suspicion about this issue? You first, Miss Police Officer, Miss Retanya. What do you think is uh that thing? Can you now share your suspicion to Miss Reyes?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Um, I think, ma'am, I think the man dropped his eyeglasses po.
Okay. How about you, Miss Reporter? Mrs. Guerra, you don't have audio yet.
A man who got dumped by a girl dropped the flower he bought for her.
Okay. Miss Reyes, do you think their suspicions are correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Can you reveal it to us? What did you see a while ago?
A man with fungal disease dropped his itch powder.
Okay. Correct. And that ends the first round. So, for the second round, uh, who will who will act as the witness? Is that you, Miss
Please.
Ratanya? For the second round?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who will be the police officer? Okay. Miss Reyes, you may now leave for a while. Okay. Okay, thank you. Now for the second round, for the second issue, you may now start. I forgot. Who is the witness? And the, yes, police officer will be Miss Asgara. Miss Asgara, you may also leave. Okay. Now, Miss Retanya, I will show you a picture. Will you read it?
The boy blew on the dandelion flower.
Okay. Please help the police officer to gather information about this issue. Okay? And you may now call Miss Asgara to come back. Thank you. And how about Miss Retanya? Where's she? Did she leave? Can you tell her to come back? Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, Miss Police Officer, you may now. OMG, I forgot. You may now start your interrogation.
Miss Witness, where did it happen?
Come again?
Where did it happen? Is it in
Yes,
the...
yeah.
Okay.
It happened in a garden.
What was the gender?
It was a boy.
What did he look like?
He looked like a kid.
What more did you see?
I saw a flower.
Where did you see the flower?
It was held by the boy.
How was his mood?
He seemed happy.
Okay, thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay. Miss Witness, Miss Ratanya, you may now leave. Thank you. And Mrs. Guerra, can you call on Miss Reyes to come back as she is the reporter? Okay. Now that you're here, Miss Reyes, reporter, you may now start your interview.
Did you see a woman?
No, I didn't.
Was it a man?
Yes, it was.
Was he with someone?
No, he wasn't.
Did he seem down?
No, he didn't.
Did did it happen outdoors?
Yes, it did.
Did you see an adult?
No, I didn't.
Was it a kid?
Yes, it was.
Was there something wrong with him or something with him?
Yes, there was.
Was it some kind of personal stuff?
No, it wasn't.
Was it something that can be found outdoors?
Yes, it was.
Thanks for the info.
No need.
Okay, and that ends our second round. Miss Reyes, can you now call on Miss Retanya to come back? Please ready with you your suspicion. And later, when when Miss Retanya arrive, she will confirm whether your suspicions are correct, whether correct or not. Okay, Mrs. Gara, the police officer, you may now state
My
your suspicion.
my sus my suspicion was the boy blue on the dandelion flower.
How about you, Miss Reyes?
The boy made a wish on the wishing well.
Okay, Miss Retanya, which of them is correct?
I think, ma'am, it's the police officer po.
Okay, and we are now going to move on for our last round, the third round. Who will act as the police officer in this round? And the reporter or the witness. Okay, Miss Ratanya, you may now leave. And Miss Reyes, too. You forgot. Okay, now, Miss Witness, Mrs. Guerra, here is the picture. Will you read it?
The man tripped on the stairs.
Okay. Later, try to help the police officer to gather information about this, about the third issue, about this issue. Okay? You may now call on Miss Reyes to come back. Okay. Miss Reyes, you may now proceed with your interrogation.
Who was it? A man or a woman?
It was a man.
Where did you see him?
I saw him inside the building.
What did he seem?
He seemed troubled.
Where exactly is he in the building?
On the fourth floor, near the asylum.
How was he that time?
He looked like he was worried about something.
When did you see him?
Lunchtime.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Miss Asgara, you
Okay.
may now leave Thank you. Miss Reyes, will you now call on Miss Ratanya? Okay. Hello, Miss Ratanya. You may now start your interview to the police officer.
Okay, ma'am. Was it a man?
Yes, it was.
Did it happen indoors?
Yes, it did.
Did it happen in public?
Yes, it did.
Was it in a bungalow?
No, it wasn't.
Was he with someone else?
No, he wasn't.
Was he holding something?
No, he wasn't.
Did he seem happy?
No, he didn't.
Was he in trouble?
Yes, he was.
Did it look like that he intentionally did something?
No, it didn't.
Okay, thanks for your support.
Welcome.
Okay. And you may now call on Mrs. Vera to come back.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's prepare your suspicions. Okay, now, Miss Reyes, the police officer, you may now state your suspicion.
I suspect that the man bumped into someone in the comfort room.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Miss Latanya, the
Yes,
reporter?
ma'am.
What is your suspicion?
Ma'am, I think the man accidentally slipped on the wet floor near the staircase.
Okay, Mrs. Guerra, who do you think state the correct suspicion?
The reporter's suspicion.
The first
Reporters.
suspicion? Wait, come again? Who was it?
Come on. Yes, ma'am.
Are they correct? Do they state the correct suspicion?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
none of them?
One of them.
None of them get it. And what did you see, Mrs. Guerra? Let's reveal it. Okay, the man tripped on the stairs. So none of them got the correct suspicion. Thank you for your participation, and I hope you enjoy. And this does not make you stressful. So now, earlier, while you are having your interrogation to each other, I tabulated all your responses, all your exchange of dialogues. Can you now see it? Can you now see it, Miss Reyes? Miss
Yes,
Ratanya?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, what do you call these words? Who was that? Okay, go ahead, Miss Reyes.
Those are WH questions or words.
What are those words? Can you enumerate?
Who, what, where, why, and when.
Okay. That's correct. How about this one? What do you call these words? Anyone? What do you call these words? Yes, Miss Ratanya?
Ma'am, is it linking verbs po?
Yes, they are linking verbs, helping verbs, or auxiliary verbs. And Miss Reyes, what do you think is their function? The functions of the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs? As you can see, it comes after the question word. What about if we remove this helping verb? What do you think will happen? Do you think it will still be a complete thought, Miss Reyes?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so now, what do you think is the function of the helping verbs?
Ma'am, I think it completes the thought of the sentence. It gives the sentence its sense.
Okay, that's correct. Let's ask Mrs. Guerra. How do you formulate, earlier, how do you formulate your questions? You start with a,
WS question
yes, WH questions, and followed by,
by auxiliary verbs.
yes. And what do you think is the present tense form? Or rather, what do you call
Past
in what tense is was, Miss Reyes?
In past tense
Yes, and what is its present tense counterpart?
is.
Correct. And for this one, let me ask Miss Ratanya,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you call these words?
They are auxiliary or linking verbs po.
How about, okay, that's correct. How about these words?
Pronouns po, ma'am.
Yes, pronouns or subjects.
Subjects.
Yes. In Let me ask Miss Asgara. Earlier, how did you formulate yes or no questions?
Again, ma'am?
How did you formulate yes or no questions in your interrogation as a reporter? What comes first? Is it the subject or is it the helping verb or the
Helping
auxiliary verb? That's
auxiliary
correct.
verb.
So you notice that in WH questions, we start with, of course, the WH questions because that is, and the answers to that WH questions can be the subject of the sentence, or the object of the sentence. And in the yes or no questions, Miss Reyes, how do you formulate your answers in a yes or no questions?
Ma'am, I start with yes or no, then followed by uh, the subject,
Mhm.
then the auxiliary verb.
That's correct. So as you can see, it was they are book-ended by an auxiliary verb. When I say book-ended, you start your question with an auxiliary verb, and when you answer, you end it with an auxiliary verb. Is that how you observe yes or no questions, Miss Ratanya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, for this lesson, what did you learn from our discussion, or what is our main topic for today? Ms. Reyes?
I have learned that to form a past simple question,
Okay,
you need to start with a WH question or an auxiliary verb.
that's correct. How about Ms. Tanya for the yes or no questions? You start with,
For the WH questions po,
or
ma'am.
for the yes or no
Ayan.
question?
For the yes or no questions po, we start uh, with the auxiliary verb,
Yes,
then
correct.
then the subject
Mm.
in
Then the rest of the
the
sentence.
sentence po.
Yes. And normally, your answers to yes or no questions start with, of course, Miss Ratanya.
Ma'am?
Yes, you start in answering yes or no questions. How do you formulate it? You start with a yes and a no, then followed by
It followed by a subject
yes.
and an auxiliary verb po.
Okay, that's correct. Mrs. Guerra, so what what is our topic for today? You learned about just the topic. What did you learn about? Mrs. Guerra? Mrs. Guerra? Can you open your mic? I think something's wrong with Mrs. Guerra. Miss Reyes, what did you learn from our discussion? Just the topic.
I learned the past simple questions.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you. Thank you, class. Thank you for your participation. And I hope you enjoyed our discussion for today. And I hope that this makes you motivated. You can also do this. You can try to watch films or to acquaint yourselves with the exchange of dialogues, so you will be familiar with how the of first first language users of the English language, uh, how they do it. Okay, that will be all for today, and thank you, class.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.